What's going on YouTube? This is Lou back at you, Wrestling Tube 101. Coming at you with another video about the WWE. Um, the last couple of videos I made, I don't want to say been bashing the WWE. I don't like to call it bashing. I like to call it just letting them know what I think they're doing wrong and just things I hope that they fix. Now, I don't want people to think, that like I'm a WWE hater or anything like that, because I do like the WWE. I've been watching it for a very, very, very long time. So there are things that I like about the WWE at this state. It's just that there's a lot of things that I don't like as well. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to call off a couple of things that I really do like that the WWE currently is doing. Because you can see that they're trying. At least they're trying at certain things, and I give them a lot of credit because they still entertain me. So I really can't overall complain way too much. So I'm going to give WWE and its credit where it is due. This whole thing with R-Truth, this whole heel turn, this shit is incredible. I think it's phenomenal that they took his really crappy character, "What's up? What's up?" Like, that shit was so retarded, and I know he's been using the same gimmick he used it in TNA. He's been doing it for like 10 years. It's about time that he got a gimmick change because he was stale. And this is just one of those things that WWE has done right, is they've taken a character that was really stale and they made him not stale anymore. I love the fact that he comes out with no entrance music. I love that. Like, no one else has no entrance music, and the crowd just booing him as his entrance. And you can really hear the crowd. They're really booing him. They're really into this guy. Like, they really truly hate him. He's drawing incredible heat, and this is one of those things that WWE really needed and that they're trying to do. So, congrats to WWE right now for, getting a heel going that's really generating some heat, and he's not, looking like a complete jobber anymore. Granted, he went from being a complete jobber to, oh my god, wow, this guy's great. At least they're doing something, because he was credible going into the WWE. They just ruined his credibility, but now they're bringing his credibility back, and thank God they're doing that. So thank you, WWE, for making R-Truth somebody. Now, I hope that he continues, to keep this whole stride on, and when he gets to John Cena, granted, he probably won't beat John Cena. I hope he does, and I hope he does win the title. But even if he doesn't, just let him look good and then have him beat the crap out of Cena and lay him out so it sets up another match or something, Just, eventually just have him go over at one point. Please don't have Cena have the belt the whole time, all the way to WrestleMania. R-Truth is awesome. He deserves the title. You guys need to put it on him. You guys are doing good work with him. He deserves it. I mean, like, the crowd responds to him. He goes out there and he generated all that heat, especially with the whole, when he grabbed the cigarettes from the fans and he was smoking a cigarette. He was drinking the water, and all that shit, and he was insulting John Morrison. When John Morrison comes back, they're going to have a great feud, and this feud should put John Morrison over. And that's another thing. I want to say, that they have been doing a better job with John Morrison. Granted, he's injured right now, but they have been giving him a really good push, and this will be a good way to get him and John Morrison just further towards the top. Because, John Morrison almost won the title at Extreme Rules. He almost won. So, granted that since he almost won it, that means that they really do want to give it to him in the future, I would hope. And I would hope that he would get it, in a match between him and R-Truth. Maybe, they could go against each other for the title, so one of them can go over. Eventually, the other one can go over. But regardless, since they would work so well together, they would both go over in the long run. So, WWE, you guys really are doing good in that sense, and I hope, when John Morrison gets back, that you put him right back in the main event picture and keep him going. Another guy, like Alberto Del Rio, you brought him in, and this I really didn't expect because, normally, you have it takes time to really develop a crowd with the crowd, and the crowd kind of hated this guy from the get-go. Normally it takes time to build heat, for you to become viable. But the arena's not silent when he comes out. He really and creates like an aurora of his own when he goes into the ring. And for him to win his his Royal Rumble his first year, this man's going far. I mean, granted, he should have won at WrestleMania, but Edge he was retiring, so I'm perfectly fine with that. I love the fact that Edge was allowed to go out on top. He does deserve it, but Alberto Del Rio is going to be one of them big guys, and you can see that they're really getting behind this guy. They're really pushing him, and I really hope that once again he also gets to the top and he ends up in the main event picture and is part of the main event picture for a long time. Like I said in a previous video, John Cena and Randy Orton aren't going to be around forever, so they need top heels, they need top faces. Kofi Kingston's another one. I think his character is really stale, but I'm glad that at least he's got a title. At least they're using him. He's featured. I'm not saying necessarily they need to turn him heel. I mean, even though I think it would do him some good, but since he's getting such a good run as a face, they should just switch up his gimmick just a little bit and let him shoot for the title. Like he's held, like I said before in another video, he's held so many mid-card titles. Does he really need any more mid-card titles? But once again, at least they're doing good with him. They're actually using him prominently. Granted, I've said this before in a previous video as well, that I hate that they completely just misuse CM Punk. I really hope that all this is just like some giant, like big push for CM Punk to get going and be somewhere. But even if it's not, at least I'm thankful, maybe not to WWE, but CM Punk for being okay with putting over all these people. And so this may sound like a bash, but I'm not bashing WWE. I just want to thank CM Punk for actually putting up with it. And at least WWE, when it's been done, you've been making these people that have been going over him at least look really good. And due to the fact, that CM Punk is a great wrestler, and I hope that, for CM Punk doing all this for you guys, I really hope that he does go over. Please, come on, just give him the title. So, basically, WWE really isn't complete crap. They do good things. They do have good storylines. Like I said, the whole R-Truth storyline is really good. I think they're doing really good with Sin Cara, personally. Sin Cara can't speak a word of English, but the crowd still loves him. I like him too. I think he's awesome. I think he's phenomenal in the ring. Yeah, he's botched a couple of times, but it's live entertainment, people. Big whoop. They're actually, giving time to a guy who's not very big, who's like no bigger than Rey Mysterio, really. And Rey Mysterio is like the only real small guy in the WWE that ever really gets any time. And that's another thing. I want to thank the WWE for putting over Cody Rhodes over somebody relevant in a Rey Mysterio. Cody Rhodes, at one point in time, I thought was going to be the burial. I really thought that, Ted DiBiase was going to be the guy. And I'm kind of upset that Ted DiBiase is not the guy, and he has been buried at this point. But at least one of them went over, and Cody Rhodes looks really good. His promos are awesome. The way he comes out with the bags, and the people put the bags on. You could tell they're into the promos. He's starting to create a lot of heat. He's got a lot of heat backing him up. Like WWE, put him up for a title run right now. Even if it's just for the Intercontinental title, the U.S. title, whatever. Just put him up with something right now. I've heard a rumor that of Legacy possibly getting back together. I hope not. At this point with Ted DiBiase, because he's not really anywhere. I really think it'd be more of them getting more buried than any of them going over anymore. So I just hope that they continue at least the run with Cody Rhodes, and then somehow find a way to turn Ted DiBiase face and maybe have them feud. I mean, I think that would be awesome if the two of them had a rivalry again. I think that would be awesome. But big congrats to WWE for really giving that push to Cody Rhodes. Because Cody Rhodes is really good. He's really good in the ring. He's really good on the mic. And man deserves it. I guess I can even give credit to the fact that Nexus, the new Nexus, holds the tag team championships, which are I guess they're not the most relevant, thing in WWE, but at least at least they're on two young guys who can actually have some kind of decent in ring work. Like, I wasn't really a fan of the Big Show and Kane being tag team champions. They're two old guys. They don't need titles. It's the same thing with Orton and Cena. So I'm glad at least that the titles are on two younger guys, and maybe that hopefully they'll let these guys look relevant and have them get some legit wins. So they actually look good. Because the whole Nexus thing isn't gonna last forever. When Nexus is over, and Core is over, or whatever, on SmackDown, these guys have to look relevant when these groups are done. And I think that, like, even like Wade Barrett, they're making Wade Barrett look good as a really good heel. So mad props to him as well. Like I said, I really hope by the time this is all done that these guys are actually meant to look like people. So, like, I mean, I give WWE credit for the storylines that they do. They are trying. And I think bringing CM Punk to the Nexus was a good idea. It's just that not much has happened. The only thing that happened is they won the tag team titles. Even if CM Punk doesn't go over, at least if the rest of those guys become people and come over or go over guys, I would be happy with that too. Even if it's not just CM Punk. So at least CM Punk's heat is kind of rubbing off on them, and hopefully in the future, within a couple of years, these guys will actually beat people. So you can see that they're trying. WWE is trying, and I give them credit for trying. It's just I think they need to try a little bit harder. They just need to have a little bit more faith in who they have on their roster. Just be able to feature everybody, and the company will be very prosperous. They have so much great talent. WWE, I know you can do it. I'm back you. I'm behind you 100%. Even when you mess up, I may get mad and I may get kind of irritated, but I'm still with you 100%. I wish you guys luck, man, in your endeavors. Peace.